What is going on, guys? This is Untitled Chapter, brand new video. Today it's time for something a little bit different on the channel. I'm joined by two other YouTubers today, and I think, bar the F1 quiz, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time on the new channel that I've done a collaboration with somebody else, which is quite nice. With me today is PS Luton Rules and Viper Racing to talk through YouTubing, and all of that stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit about our YouTube careers, if you could call it that, and into such things as inspirations, motivations, and even the future aims for all of our channels. Now, you'll probably know both of them because, you know, they're just awesome. But anyway, lads, introduce yourselves.
Nathan?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm Nathan, PS Luton Rules. What do you want me to say in my intro? Exactly, how do you want me to introduce myself?
Just say hello. I thought you'd know to this.
Well, there you go. Hello, everyone.
Brad,
you go.
I'm Brad or Viper or Viper Racing, whichever one you want to call me.
I just wanted to say hello.
And yeah, hello.
Right, okay, thank you. Right, so we're going to get straight into this. You know, you'll probably know both of them. Obviously, links down in the description. We haven't subscribed to them yet, but we're going to start with you, Brad. In terms of starting YouTube, what was your inspiration? Did you have any inspirations when you started?
Kind of. It started back when I was in secondary school a couple of years ago. I had a friend at the time who I think we just used to hang around quite a bit in school, and he said to me one day that he had a YouTube channel. And I thought back at that point that YouTube was something that you had to pay for, you know, because a lot of things you have to kind of pay accounts for, i.e. Xbox Live and whatever. But I thought YouTube was more of those sort of systems until he told me it was free. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll give it my shot. I'll give it a go. And just as it happened, I give it a go, and within, I don't know, a day or two later, I started immediately uploading videos left, right, and centre. And yeah, it's pretty much been one of those. Let's just say it's been a rocky ride. I've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but past year and a half have been probably the best, or even 2 years probably been the best 2 years I've had on YouTube by far, just because of how far I've come, I think, in terms of, everything really, from the series that I brought and things like that really, you know, friendships, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I know I was pretty much the same really, because, mine was about 5 years ago. And one of my friends actually had a channel, and it was reviewing something. I can't remember. It was reviewing something. And I thought I'd have a go, seeing as my name is ReviewTIJ. I've always stuck with that name. I don't know why it has any resemblance to anything. But, my inspirations weren't nothing much. It was just a friend started a channel. I thought I would. My parents bought me a Roxio game capture for Christmas. And then January 2012, I started uploading. So, what was yours, Nathan?
My inspiration for starting was, obviously I started YouTubing in, I think September 2014, and, I got the inspiration, not from anyone at school or anything. I just got it because, I saw a couple of other people do it. Lots of other, I saw people, like, more amateur YouTubers who literally would just place their camera in front of a TV or whatever, and I don't know, because if you watch like KSI or something, you can't really relate to that, because you watch their videos and you think, oh well, they're really good. But when you watch, you know, someone who just has a camera in front of their TV, I just thought I could do that. And obviously I don't stick a camera in front of my TV, but I don't know, I think I just got the inspiration from it, because seeing that just made it seem accessible and something that I could actually do. And also, video editing or anything like that really has just always been something that's interested me. So just combining the two, and yeah, that was basically that.
Would you both agree also that it's kind of because we are passionate about the games that we play, and the fact that, you know, ever since I've started, I didn't start using like Sony Vegas and all that sort of stuff, but I've learnt how to use it, and that's obviously a life skill. But would you agree that really the main reason, I know the main reason that I do it, but I don't know about you. Well, probably I've got two main reasons, but one of the main reasons I do it is because I'm passionate about the games I play. That's something else that you probably agree with?
I'll start off. I would say so. Obviously, as I said, I started YouTubing in September, and I knew from the second I was going to start, I was going to do a series on F1 Manager. I knew I was going to do it because obviously no one else had done it on YouTube up to that point. So I don't know if I mean I would say obviously it's down to passion, but I saw something that no one else had done, and because I was passionate about the game and no one else had done it, I thought this could be a way in to get some to get me myself off the ground and get a way into the F1 YouTube community. So yeah, definitely it was a case of passion and finding the gap.
Brad?
Well, as mentioned before, when I started, it was, like I said, I've had a rocky road, and in terms of when I started, it was just a case of, well, we're going back about 6 years now, but when I did start, it was kind of any game that I played was a video worth recording. So back then I was one of those, I believe it or not, as Nathan said, I was actually one of those people that was using an old, crappy web camera that had like the worst quality ever. But hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? But
that's
it
true.
was, but it was like a case of recording whatever I had on the Xbox at the time. And I think like close to one of my favourite games that I played, and I've played it recently and things like that, I still play it. Obviously I always go on about the fact that I'm a big Colin McRae fan and so on, but that was like one of the first like games I ever wanted to record. It wasn't exactly one thing that I was certain, I didn't know what to record at first, because once you start, it's a case of, oh, what do I do first? Do I do this? Do I do that? Because there's so many games you can record, really, isn't there? And in terms for me, it was just, the first one I remember playing was just Colin McRae Rally. Now, like I said, I played that 10 years ago, but short version was, that was kind of the first one I wanted to ever record, because I thought I was really good at it. So I put like my video online thinking, because I, like you said, I used to think I was fantastic at the game. I still do now. But it's a case of that's basically what it was, so on. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it in terms of how starting point,
Yeah, so we've talked about our inspirations. Obviously, we've got different inspirations. And actually, speaking about Nathan started quite a bit later than all of us. I mean, I started, at the start of 2012, and I've just gone onwards and upwards since then. And it's weird. But anyway, we've talked about our inspirations now. So what about we talk about our motivation for doing it today? So Nathan, we'll start with you. What's your motivation for doing YouTube today, on the 17th of April 2016?
Motivations, I don't know. Well, I mean, there's certainly no financial benefit from it. I mean, the amount of money I get is pitiful. No, I mean, motivations for doing it today, I mean, I guess this kind of links into why I started doing it. I mean, I started doing it partially because I want to be a journalist. And when you get to the sort of stage I'm in my life, when you look at your CV, and you think, what skills have I actually got? And and I thought, well, what can I actually say? What can I put on my CV that actually shows skills? And what was I saying? Yeah, and setting up a YouTube channel was that. I mean, I thought because through that I can prove that I can build an audience, edit videos, all sorts of stuff like that. So I'd still say that growing that YouTube channel is still something I think of, as evidence towards my CV. But aside from that, I mean, I wouldn't say I have any motivations or any incentives, because it's not like I gain anything financially or anything really from YouTube. I just do it just for the hell of it, just because I enjoy it really, and enjoy collabing with other YouTubers such as right now. I mean, I don't really have any incentives or motivation. I mean, well, apart from any emotional motivation, no, I don't really have any incentives other than I enjoy it, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I mean, I think with me, it's the fact that I enjoy the games I play so much, even though F1 2015 was a bit weird. But I've actually started to enjoy that now. But I just can't seem to stop. I mean, the subscribers is a bonus, but I do it mostly for myself because it's a hobby and it takes up time, and YouTube doesn't take up my whole life because that's not the way it works. But when I want to do a video, then I'll go and do a video because, I love the game. Well, I wouldn't say I love the games I play, but I really like playing the games I play, like F1 2015. And I want to entertain people, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale. Because, it's pretty much like an amateur TV, isn't it? But it's weird because you're technically a TV channel, but it's a real weird sort of thing. But anyway, Brad, what are your motivations?
Pretty much, I'll be honest, it kind of comes down to the same as what you just said, Toby, with the whole, doing playing games that you enjoy and things like that. I did the same. It's fair enough to say the least. with the fact that, well, depends on the game, of course, but in terms of videos, it's kind of, for me, getting the right video on at the right time. Now, I don't mean anything as in, like Nathan said, there's no financial benefit for me neither. So in terms of anything to gain, it's just a hobby for me. This, it really is. I get there's a few new ideas that I come up with every now and again. You know, things like that. That's kind of some motivation there or thereabouts. But it's mainly, for example, the dead months between probably November and March, you know, where there's no F1 going on. That's just where other series come into play. But between from March to about October, November time, that's pretty much F1 motivation for most of the videos, because obviously I do quite a bit of F1 now. It's just F1 that's been motivating me, like I said, those months. But as for the rest, it's just general ideas, or, you know, like I said, new series ideas if I want to do that. It all depends what I feel like doing on the day, really. If I want to do a video, I'll do, and if I don't, I don't, you know.
Yeah. Well, a positive thing we've gained from that talk is certainly that we won't be quitting anytime soon. We've all got various motivations, but now, this is quite a weird question, but I know some people who are watching and think, well, it's just going to be the same, you know, you make videos, it's all the same. But the question is, how do you go about making videos? Now, it might seem like we all make videos the same way, you know, record them, edit them, upload them, it's all the same thing. But do you just sit down and make a video, or do you have to think about making a video, or does it just come naturally? I mean, I know in terms of my experience, I just thought of ideas, and I just sit in front of the TV with my blue snowball, and I speak to people, and I speak to myself, go through that, upload it, and see if anyone watches it. It's quite weird. So, Brad, how do you go about making videos?
Well, it's kind of down to one of three things. One, if I've got the time to make a video, I'll sit down and do one. If I don't want to make a video, obviously I'm not going to make one, but like I said, it all depends on time, and then once I've decided, yeah, okay, I've got enough time to make a video easily, it's the case of, right, okay, I've got enough time to make a video, what sort of video? What, you know, do I want to carry on with a previous series? Do I want to upload something that's to do with the racing scene, or, you know, that's something like, for example, Dirt Rally, or, you know, something that's different? But other times it can be, right, I've got this series that's on the go, I want to carry it on, but at the same time, I want to do this with this person. Like I said, it's really different, because you can go in all sorts of directions when it comes to what sort of videos you're after. And the main motivation, it's different for everybody, but for me, it's kind of how much time I have, and how much time I'm willing to put into the editing side of things. If I've not got enough time, then I'll struggle with any video making whatsoever. Whatsoever. And it's the same with, you know, rendering. Obviously that's all part of the, you know, the video process. But like I said, it's all down, for me, it's a time basis. I always look at how much time I've got. If I've got plenty, I'll make a video. If I haven't got plenty of time, then I won't make a video. It's as simple as that, really, for me.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. So, Nathan, how do you go about making videos?
See, this is quite an interesting question, because it wasn't that long ago I was actually considering making a video about how I make my videos, actually. But I mean, generally, obviously I do post-commentated videos every now and then, and live commentated videos, and that's quite different, because I like doing live commentated videos because they require very little planning. As you say, as you've already said, you just sit down with a microphone in front and just talk, essentially. So that's alright, whereas post-commentary videos, I tend to put a bit more planning towards.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to edit stuff beforehand. You've got to plan what you're going to say. Sometimes, if it's the start of a series, I often think of like a cool 1 minute opening video of how I can start my series or something like that. I would say when you're starting a series, it's definitely, I'd say a lot of the time goes into the ideas, how it's gonna run, how you're gonna edit it together. For example, my reverse grid race series, I spent ages just planning how the first episode was going to roll. I mean, I did several test races, I did several different bits of photoshopping, all sorts, but then once I did the first episode, the subsequent 17 were relatively easy. So I'd say there's the ideas stage, the planning stage of how it's going to fit together, and then it's just putting all the pieces together. And with live commentary, that's generally quite a lot easier than post commentary, which often needs more
Definitely.
planning and more stages. Yeah.
I think it'd be quite weird for me going on to F1 2016 if I do a career mode, because I don't think I've done a post commentary since about August last year. That's because I've started did the Let's Play and Sprint to the Finish and the challenges. But honestly, because I've done long live commentating for so long now, I used to hate doing it, but because I've done it for so long, it just feels weird going back to post commentary. And as you do say, Nathan, post commentary does take a lot more planning, because obviously if you muck it up, you can go and do it again. But live commentary, it's live, you know, it's like being on telly live, you know, you can't do it again. Well, you can, but you've got to redo the video again. But I think I enjoy live commentary, because in the end of the day, it's live reactions, but with stuff like career mode, post commentary is definitely the best. But anyway, let's not talk about that. So we've talked about how we go about making videos, quite an interesting subject. Next, we're going to be asking these two, and obviously myself, what's the future aims for your channels? So we're going to let Nathan speak again. What's your future aims for your channels? Maybe short term or in the next year or so, let's say.
Oh, you see, I know this is such a cliche cop-out answer, but I don't have any aims for the channel. I mean, obviously...
That's not what you're supposed to say.
Isn't it?
No, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say something different.
No. It's honesty, man. That's coming from the heart. No, in all honesty...
Oh dear.
I'm sorry I've ruined your video.
Yeah, you've just about ruined my life, but there you go.
Well,
Go on, carry on.
No, I mean, in all honesty, I don't have any major aims, essentially. I mean, I've got ideas of videos, of series I want to get done. I've got ideas of, you know, certain things I want to get done, but I don't necessarily have an end aim. I mean, obviously, if you say, you know, I want to aim for 1 million subscribers, you know, the odds of that happening is unlikely in the near future. You know, it's just unattainable. I think if you do set an aim, that can actually demotivate you. I mean, if you set an aim and then you don't make it, that just kind of demotivates you. So I mean, at the start of this year, I set the aim of trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But, you know, I mean, it's not like I drive myself. You know, it's not like I focus on numbers, because if you do, then if you don't meet them, then that's just demotivating potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, like, I always go on Twitter. Well, I don't always go on it, but a few months ago, I don't know if I asked you now for a retweet on this, but I think I was at 170 subscribers, and this was about the end of February, and I said I really wanted 180 by the end of the weekend. At the moment, I'm on 177, nearly 2 months later. So unfortunately, you can't let that sort of stuff demotivate you, even though it does a little bit sometimes. But in terms of me, I think I just want to keep entertaining, like I say, on a small base. Hopefully if I grow, that'll be brilliant. And like I say, you know, I'd like to hopefully grow the subscription base. And like Nathan said, I think subscriber aims is always a bad one, because like you say, if you don't meet them, then it's a shame. And I'm not going to lie, but I thought a lot of people grew a lot last year, and I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, but someone like me didn't grow at all. Well, it was kind of like a transitional phase, I think it's fair to say, because, well, I think Nathan, you'll probably have speak about this a little bit more, because you've been a long time viewer, I think, on my channel. But when I obviously decided to close the old channel in July last year, it was a risk, and obviously rebuilding again from zero was tough, and we haven't got back up to 500 or so subscribers yet. But we're making our way there, and really that's the plan for me. But you know, I haven't made it there yet, so you know, I'm glad I did the channel split. But what do you two think about, actually, let's go into that. Do you think, I mean, well, it might not apply to either of you because you're not a biggest fan of the FIFA games, but do you think that having separate channels for Formula 1 and FIFA, or Formula 1 or anything like Call of Duty or anything like that, is sensible?
That all depends. Am I right to go first on this one?
Yes, that's fine.
It all depends, really, because in my opinion, though, obviously, I presume Nathan's answer might be different. It might be the same. I don't know. But basically, in terms of gameplay, like I've seen a lot of people do separate channels. Now, I know that, for example, I know StopMat, for example, does like he has his F1 stuff on his main channel, and then he's got like GeoGuessr, GTA 5, things like that on a separate one. But personally, in my book, it's kind of okay. This is going to probably offend a lot of people, but I personally think it's a bit daft. I personally think that if you are going to have a separate channel, now, like I said, this may offend people, but if you have a second channel, then it should be used for something a bit it should be something where you're doing something completely different. So anyone that's doing gaming at the moment on the main channel and they're thinking about doing a secondary one, you might want to do a secondary one if you're doing something such as vlogging, or if it's a second channel for that, then that works. But if it's a second channel for just more gaming, just separate bits, I don't understand the trend. Personally, in my book, if it's gaming, whatever game it may be, it's still a game. There's no difference. Okay, yeah, the gameplay, physics, and blah 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 are different, but at the end of the day, it's just a game, and they should be put in the same place rather than two separate places.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts, but...
Well, I disagree with that, but we'll see what Nathan thinks, but certainly controversial from you there, Brad. Are you going to be as controversial, Nathan?
Yes. I mean, this is something I've thought about for quite a while, because I know obviously there was that trend, especially for people in the F1 community, to split their channels to different games. I don't know. I mean, I would sort of agree with Brad in the sense that it does seem a bit silly, because if you've got people who are subscribed to you who genuinely are interested in your content, they'll watch anything you put up, or most things you put up anyway. So why you would split the channel just seems a bit odd to me. I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea. I don't know, I'm quite indifferent on it, but I personally wouldn't do it. But I don't know, I'm quite indifferent on the subject, but you know, I would sort of agree with Brad in a sense, but I wouldn't go as extreme as he's gone.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you why I disagree. I think if you put, say, F1 and FIFA, say Niran, for example, on his channels, he did F1 and FIFA before this year. Now, F1 got about half of the views, maybe even less, than the FIFA content. If he splits to a second channel, that gives him more opportunity to do, if he's doing F1, like he's done a dirt rally, grid, that sort of stuff. But on the main channel, if he incorporated that into what he wants to do with the racing, then that's not going to work, because the FIFA, you know, a lot of the people there are there for FIFA, but if he wants to do racing series as well, then it's just going to all contradict, if that makes sense. So I think definitely in Niran's case, it's pretty good, because at the end of the day, he knows how many subscribers he's got on the FIFA channel, how many subscribers he knows he's got on the F1 channel, and his audience. And I think for me, it's pretty much the same. When I wouldn't say split my channel, but closed my channel July last year, I had 580 subscribers. Now, I did FIFA and F1 on the channel, and I was fully aware that most of those subscribers are from FIFA. It's been proven, because I've only got about 180 subscribers on this channel, and I feel more pride now, really, in pretty much majority of these subscribers are going to be watching my videos. So, in my view, that's my view on the second channels. I don't know if you understand that, you two, but
I do have one last thing to add
okay.
in, and it's only brief, but I think it all depends on channel size. Like in Niran's case, he's got quite a few thousand subscribers, hasn't he? And
just
starting a
few,
second, yeah. And I mean, what's he on? 10, 12,000, but you know,
around that, yeah.
Around that. And the thing is, him starting a secondary channel, same with Joe as well, for example. He's got quite a few thousand, and the fact that those two started another channel, I think, in my opinion, that works. Like Fissy's, again, AOR Fissy, he's got a second channel as well, and he's had his main channel's quite big. In their terms, I think it works having a secondary channel. Doesn't matter what they put up, but I think it works. But in terms of people who are small and are thinking of starting second channels, I think it's a bit silly. So, like I said before, and I'll only be brief about this, in case of maybe... actually, I'm not naming anybody for this. I'm just going to say that it's a blind gamble, and you can never tell if it works. If you're a person like Niran or Joe, it's obviously going to work there or thereabouts, because you're still going to gain quite a few subscribers from, drawing over to your secondary channel. But if you're a small one, it's a very, very big gamble, especially for somebody like StopMac, for example. Him starting a secondary channel, I think he was at 2,000 when he started it. And that's actually, his gamble actually paid off, because it's still, his main channel's still growing and his secondary channel's catching up. So obviously not as much, but you get my drift. That was a good gamble on Matt's behalf. But like I said, some people have got secondary channels and it's not paid off. So it all depends. In my opinion, it's the amount of subscribers you get that kind of depends on it.
What do you think, Nathan? Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly would say that the bigger your channel is, then, because inevitably, obviously not all of your subscribers are going to subscribe to your second channel. So I think if you want your second channel to actually, like, have a chance of getting some viewers, or at least initially, you are going to want to have a reasonably big channel. I mean, not to say you need it, but it certainly would help. And, yeah, I mean, I'm still indifferent on second channels. I mean, I'm not against the idea. I personally wouldn't do it because then you're putting too many eggs in too many baskets. But, I mean, going back to StopMap, I think, if I'm correct, because obviously he's got his GTA content on his second channel, and then there was that time where he was dithering putting it in the first or second channel. But I believe the GTA videos that he did put on his first channel briefly, when he was dithering between the two, I'm pretty certain those GTA videos have got more views than the ones on his second channel, even though they're essentially the same sort of videos. So in that sense, you're splitting your audience, and I don't know. I think what you got to bear in mind is that lots of people who subscribe to your channel are pretty lazy or stupid. I don't know, they just don't seem to want to subscribe to a second channel, to be honest. I don't know, because as we've seen with Matt's GTA videos, there were more, there's more people who'd be willing to watch it if he kept it on his first channel, but I don't know. It's a weird one, but I'm pretty indifferent on it. I think it can work either splitting your channels or keeping it all on the same channel. I think it could work both ways.
Okay then, harsh words from my two guests today. But anyway, we're going to move on to the penultimate question now. So, in terms of you guys, I mean, you two, it's important when you're a YouTuber to watch other people, see what they're doing. And we'll start with Nathan. Who are if you had to say 2 or 3 people, who are your favourite YouTubers? Who are people when they pop into your subscription box of video, do you think, I can't speak, I really want to go and watch that video?
That is a good question, because I thought I'd have a look how many people I'm subscribed to in preparation for this question. I'm subscribed to 111 channels.
Whoa!
Yeah, I do keep up to date with most of them. I've lost what I was going to say. Yeah, but in terms of favourite YouTubers, I mean, obviously, me being an F1 YouTuber, I watch lots of F1 YouTubers videos when they go straight up, like Niren's, Stopman 1998, Joe, formerly Beaver and Chipmunk. What's his 2 channels called? Just Chipmunk and Trust Chipmunk? His channels are called now, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, I think his videos are fantastic. But even aside from that, I'd say there's bigger YouTubers who obviously do completely different videos to myself, such as Cadicarus or Peanut Butter Gamer, who you might have heard of. But I mean, there's tons of YouTubers I watch, and not all of them are just in the F1 community. But yeah, I mean, I'd say that's a list of names that videos I definitely prefer. Yeah.
Well, in terms of me, my subscription list is a lot smaller. 41 I've only got. Now, reason for that is that I used to be subscribed to about the same sort of amount as you were, Nathan, and I didn't watch all the videos. So I've shortened it down now to people that I'll watch all the time. So people on my subscription list, just looking at it, well, we've got people like Aeterno UK, DMAD96, Hull City Fan, obviously both of you guys, Just Chipmunk, because you were going on about there, Stopmat 1998, and Niren, and all those sort of people. If I had to narrow it down to 3, I'd go Niren, because I think he's fantastic for doing that amount of series to a good standard on the first and second channel. Second person, Stopmat 1998, like you say, Nathan, his videos are very good. And third person is Nathan.
That's
reason
nice.
For that, and I'm being genuine here. I'm not going up his backside and digging for treasure, but honestly, in my opinion, when Nathan uploads a video, I really enjoy watching them, because Nathan's channel is, he uploads F1 Championship Edition, I'm trying to think, like when he uploaded F1 Manager, they're different games, it's something different to watch, It's really exciting. I mean, I've got a few improvements for his channel and Brad's channel at the end, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But honestly, those 3 channels are my favourites, so they're all going down in the description. Brad, who are your 3 top favourite channels? Oh, just a quick one. I'm the only person that I'm subscribed to that's generally quite big is the guy who does Tube Tycoon. Now, I don't know what his name is, because I noticed that Brad liked one of his videos on Tube Tycoon, and I'm sure he'll tell me who he is in a minute. And he's decent. What?
Nerd Cubed or
No.
Jacksepticeye?
That's the one.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to him because I enjoy his Tube Tycoon videos, but bar that, I'm actually only subscribed to people in the F1 community because, bar Niran who does FIFA videos, because I honestly believe that I'm not a big fan of watching general FIFA YouTubers and bigger YouTubers. I'd rather give support to smaller ones, and that's my opinion. Anyway, Brad, sorry for interrupting you. Who are your 3 favourite YouTubers?
Well, out of probably 250 subscriptions that I've got on my list, it's kind of probably more than that, I don't know.
Wow.
But if I had to narrow it down to 3, there's 2 people that stand out for me personally with F1 stuff, and the first one is definitely, in my opinion, Joe, so just Chipmunk, Trust Chipmunk, whichever. Whichever one does the R Factor, so I think that's just Chipmunk. Just because of the fact of his editing style, I have supported him now for 2 to 3 years, I think, because he came to me with this, how he used to, how many cars can we DNF in a lap. I like the whole idea of it. That's kind of what got me started with him. So there's that's one. Also, Make, I think he's called, or Mike, or MP Racing as well. He's done some brilliant content in the past from an F1 2007 career mode. These are all genuine F1 games. Obviously, the things like what Aroverdubs does, but he does them, in my opinion. No, here we go. Wait for it now. He does them better, in my opinion, and he does them like the ears are obviously different to what guys like Arva and so on do. But in my opinion, they are very well edited, and I like the guy personally as well. I have spoken to him on 1 or 2 occasions. And the last person, now this is only a recent find, but I have actually talked to this guy a few times. He's called HG Central. Now the reason why I bring this guy up is because only recently I browsed upon this guy's channel only recently, and the content that he was producing was racing content. Now, obviously, it was a little bit different. Obviously, it's not going to be, I'll just be square here, it is car content, not F1 stuff, but some of the stuff that he does, in my opinion, I enjoy. So, for example, he's done like a Cormacree Rally series, he's done like Burnout Paradise and stuff like that. He's even done old games like Crash Bandicoot and stuff where he's played through them. And he's still doing quite a few walkthroughs now. I think he's doing like a Forza 6 walkthrough or Gran Turismo. But he's got like his own little community as well. And the guy himself, like I said, I've spoken to him once or twice since running into his channel like a week or 2 ago. And in my opinion, he's very well at what he does. I mean, he's American, but he's very well does good at his editing and also his commentary skills. Obviously, including you two as well. Obviously, that's excluding the 3-person count. But I do watch yourself and obviously Toby as well, you as well. I do watch both your guys' content as well. Like I said, there's no denying that. I'm not going to hide that. I'll express that in the open. I enjoy everybody's content. Like I said, it's hard to narrow it down to 3 when I have like 250 subscriptions. But yeah, I hope I've given a clear enough answer. So MP Racing, Joe, and obviously this HG Central guy, as well as you two, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, apart from mentioning Arava once, I thought that was a pretty good answer with your controversialness. Anyway, last question that I was referring to a little bit earlier is we've all done improvements for the other channels in the course. So I've obviously done improvements for Brad and Nathan. Brad would have done ones for me and Nathan's done ones for me and Brad. We're going to start with Nathan.
Oh,
now,
God.
It's just pretty much 1 suggestion per channel, and I said to Brad earlier, be as critical as you want to be. So start with whoever you want, and just throw it out.
Right, okay. My notes. Okay,
Ooh.
Toby, I'll start with you. I would say it's about, finishing series and actually getting some, I won't say consistency, because recently, obviously, your consistency of uploads has been good, but it's just about, once you start a series, actually finishing it. I know you did with Bully and some other series recently, but Thrillville, I mean, when you start that and you did, was it a couple of videos and then you stopped
Yeah.
it? And I enjoyed that series. I thought it was good. It's just, I don't know. I think when you start a series, I think you do need to actually finish it, because I know you've had a bit of a track record before with not finishing series.
Yeah.
I'd say that's it really, because you know you can build up people's hope of watching a series and then you don't deliver. But I mean, aside from that, I'd say I haven't really got much. Right, and then Brad, what have we got here? Oh yeah, yeah, your commentary. Obviously, your commentary's fine. I mean, one thing I would say is as I'm sure Toby can testify to this, is sometimes you do waffle on a bit.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
worries.
like that's like, I mean, I'm guilty of that myself, so I'll be a bit of a hypocrite here. But I mean, sometimes you do stray into that area of waffling on a bit, and as I say, I do that myself. But I would say that's kind of the only thing. I really don't have many complaints. I'd say that's the biggest one, because sometimes it's fine, but sometimes I'd say it just drags on a little bit. But apart from that, yeah, not many complaints. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, Brad, what are your improvements for both of our channels?
Alright, well, I'll start with you, Toby, if you don't mind.
That's absolutely
but
fine.
all I'll do with this one, with mine, it's kind of similar to Nathan's answer. The only thing I've got to mention, really, in terms of improvement, now, obviously, as Nathan said, with the consistency, I can't speak today. You are being more consistent, you know, with your videos and what you're producing. The quality of your video is fine, by the way. I'll get that out there now. So there's no problems. I don't have any problems with quality or anything like that. Maybe the only thing that I get a bit, it's not worrying me or anything like that, but the only improvement that I could probably majorly give you is either to have, well, it's kind of two, but I'll split them down basic. The first one is to maybe, obviously this is all down to you, but maybe have an intro and an outro, or one of the two, you know, at the start or the end of your video. Just something that's small, like I said, like mine, that's only a few seconds long. 5-6 seconds, maybe even 2 or 3, whichever. That just might make the videos a bit better quality. Like I said, they already are very, very good quality from yourself. Just adds to the quality of the video. Obviously, I know it'll put an extra few seconds on the video, but in my opinion, it'll give you something a bit, you know, people will remember you more. That's what I always think of intros and outros. In terms of uploading, like I was saying, the consistency as well, with Nathan saying what he did, was about, it's just the uploading of when you do upload. Obviously, every day or two, you know, but that's fair enough. I'm probably being a bit of a hypocrite, since I might have said it in the past, maybe, myself. But it's a kind of when you actually upload the videos. So I'm not entirely certain, but when you upload your videos, this is only a generally question now to the improvement. But when you upload the videos, do you tend to upload them, like, do you just send them public when you upload them, or do you schedule them?
No, they're all scheduled, so if it's on a weekday from Monday to Friday, it goes up at 7 PM. And by yesterday, when I was busy and couldn't schedule the video, Saturday and Sunday the videos are out at 4 o'clock.
Ah, right, so they are scheduled then with the times.
Yeah.
Right, well, like I said, sometimes a video can come, depending on what's going on the channel. Sometimes we can have a video where, for example, when you were doing your bully series, your Let's Play, we had a couple of videos every week, 3 or 4 I think it was a week, and obviously that was like one every 2 days or something like that. Maybe ease up a little bit, so rather than have, obviously 3 or 4 videos, that's quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, you know, you can easily watch more of those videos in a day. You can easily catch up on a few episodes in a day or two. But it's just the case of uploading one every 2 days. Like, maybe upload twice, if you upload like 3 or 4 times a week, try and space them out. Like I said, one every 2 days you kind of are doing, but maybe have it on a specific day rather than have it like on a Tuesday, then a Thursday that week, then a Saturday, but then it comes out Monday, Wednesday. You know, like, have it on a specific day every week to kind of keep it. I mean, like I said, consistency with uploading, that's fine. It's just the days when you upload that needs to be a bit more consistent. That's all I can really
Honestly,
give. Aside from that, I can't really give anything else.
With Bully, apart from Bully Week, the videos actually all were released on Tuesday and Saturday.
Oh, right, well, in that case, you've overthrown my improvement, and there's nothing else I can give improvements.
That's fine. Like I said, I just wanted to let you know about that. But anyway, we'll move on to mine now. Oh, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan's
Brad's
improvement
for
for me. Aside from everything that happens, this will probably sound like the stupidest improvement I could ever give. But all it is the intro that you've used. I know you've used it quite a bit, and it's obviously become quite iconic now with how it used to be. Obviously the game's Driver 3, isn't it?
Yes.
But maybe update that. That's the only thing I can give. Like, if you have the same sort of, what's the word? Like the same sort of feeling from that intro that you get, but it's a bit more updated. I don't mean you have to go all fancy or have any 3D text flying or anything like that. But if you improve your introduction that you've got, because obviously it seems quite basic. Obviously, it probably did take a bit of time to do it. But if you can get a newer intro, so improve it a bit more, then in my opinion that fits the book perfectly, and that fits the whole, and you've essentially improved your channel. In my opinion, that's a big improvement. Aside from that, the video quality, the commentary that you do, the series that you do, everything else about the channel is fine. The banners, profile pictures, everything. It's just that introduction that I think just needs updating. So obviously, like I said, it might be iconic, but if you update it now just to something a bit more modern, it uploads. Obviously, the game's obviously Driver 3, but like I said, something a bit more modern that looks a bit better, a bit better quality, and you should be fine. You're well on your way to having another, your channel improve easily, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just from that, it makes it look better, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll take that, yeah.
Well, I'd actually disagree with Brad there about the whole. To be fair, the intros. I mean, I think your intro's fine, Nathan, but I don't. In my opinion, I've never used intros and outros, purely for the reason that, apart from the outro showing other videos, I don't really see the point of them. Because for me, once the video's finished, I don't watch the outro. From my experience, I don't watch the outro. Once the video's finished, then it's finished. I don't care about the rest of it. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to my improvements now. So we'll start with Brad. In terms of Brad's, I think that the commentary sometimes, like Nathan said, you do waffle on a bit. But basically, like quality control in terms of the voice. The voice can be a little bit too loud, or the game sound can be a little bit too loud sometimes, in my opinion, so just try and kind of balance that out so everything's clear, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And one more thing I'd probably say is maybe, like, some of the videos, they don't really have a direction in terms of series. Like, I'm trying to think, I mean, you've got the Driver Font series, but apart from that, I don't really see much direction in terms of series on your videos, if that makes sense. In terms of regular uploads, so that's just my opinion on Brad. Nathan, the only thing I'd say about Nathan, obviously I include him in my favourite channels list, so there's not going to be much to improve. The only thing I would improve is that, like, on some of the F1 Manager videos, they were like 40 minutes, I go, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'd watch it, but it's long. And I think sometimes maybe trimming a video by about 5 minutes if it's like half an hour long, because sometimes it is a little bit drawn out, in my opinion, some of the stuff. But on the whole, everything's fine. But like I say, some of the videos are a little bit drawn out, in my opinion. I don't know what you think about that, but like I say, I think they are a little bit drawn out, but that's just my opinion.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, to be honest, I've watched back the first few episodes of F1 Manager. I'm amazed anybody watches them. I think from part 5 onwards, I think it's all right. I mean, obviously the length is still an issue, but I hate the first few parts of F1 Manager. I think they're awful. But, the length is always something that's annoyed me with my videos. I mean, well, my F1 Manager videos specifically, the length is always something that bugs me. But yeah. No, I agree with that, yeah.
Last thing, Nathan, I know this is going to be the last thing in the video. You're in the last year of college, aren't you?
Yes.
Question is, what's happening with university?
Hey, that's a very good question. I've applied for universities.
Okay.
And, well, I mean, the problem is I've kind of applied late for that, so it's still, like, while everyone else has had offers, I'm still going through the system right now. So, yeah, I'll probably be going to uni. I don't know which one, but, yeah, I probably will be, yeah. How come?
I'm just going to ask, what's your plan then if you get to if you go and live away at university? What's the plan for the channel?
I don't see why. I don't see why anything major would have to change. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anything major would happen. I don't think so. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't think anything major would happen. Not. I mean, I don't know. We'll wait and see. I don't really know. I don't really know the plan yet myself. But right now, I don't see many issues or limitations or many things that would be cut off by doing that. No.
So the channel won't be coming off air any soon.
Oh no! I mean,
That's good then.
I'm certainly not going to intend for that to be the case. I mean, maybe there will be a couple of series that may stop, or I may have to delay. But I don't. No, I've got no intention to stop it. No.
Well, that's good news. Brad, I presume you're going to keep going for a while yet.
Yeah, probably will do. I think that obviously at the moment with the university that I'm in, and obviously I've got a job and everything, it's hard to keep track of everything, including YouTube as well. It's kind of a real. I mean, for me, it's a little bit of a struggle because obviously I work at night and things like that. So times when I want to create videos can sometimes be at night. It can be a bit of a troublemaker for me sometimes, but in other cases, like for example the Easter holidays I've just had, it's given me enough time to make a video, edit it properly and things like that. Obviously, it's not saying that I've put more editing time in because I've had time off, but it's given me a chance to catch up and actually produce videos and relax about everything, because I'm obviously off college and whatnot. But yeah, probably a few more years. I definitely say that I've probably got at least another 3 or 4 years. After that, we'll have to see. So probably after 2020, we'll have to see. You'd have to ask me in 5 years whether I'd still be doing YouTube, and I don't know. I mean, at the moment, I'd say yeah, I've got another 3 or 4, maybe 5 years even. But like I said, let's just wait and see. You never know, I might end up coming off air, but yeah, just one thing really. It's YouTube. At the end of the day, it's a hobby, so it's not like if it was a job, I'd probably keep doing it as a job. I don't think I'd ever give this up, but obviously, like I said, I've got an actual job rather than doing this, so it's a case of I might just end up becoming inactive for a while. Who knows? But yeah, we'll have to just wait and see, I guess.
So 3, 4, 5 more years for Brad. Nathan, are you going to be here for 5 more years? Because I don't think I will be here for 5 more years.
I'd probably say, 3 more years maybe, at least. I don't know. I mean, difficult to say. I don't know. But I've got no intention to stop.
That's good then. Well, I've got no intention of stopping yet, but you never know what's going to happen. Thank you if you've watched up to this point. I only intended this to be 20 minutes, but because Brad waffles on too much, then this has turned into a 45-minute video. Anyway, you didn't waffle on too much today, Brad. Well done. But
Yay.
If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to all of the channels in the description, whether it be all of the channels that these two have suggested, channels I've suggested, and obviously the other two down in the description. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As I say, subscribe to the other channels in the description. I've been Reviews Ty J. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you two, especially for coming on and giving up your spare time. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Done?
Yeah, done.
And that's a wrap.